Hi, I'm Mike Gleason, and welcome as ESPN Classic presents the 1962 middleweight bout between Rubin Hurricane Carter and Holly Mims. Most people know of Carter because of his legal battle outside of the ring, a fight that gained him more publicity than any he ever had in the squared circle. Carter's notoriety was such that his life was the subject of a major motion picture as well as a Bob Dylan song. In 1962, he was an up-and-coming fighter with a 13-2 record heading into his fight with Mims. Later, we'll examine the moment which changed Carter's life forever. We now present the 1962 middleweight fight between Rubin Hurricane Carter and Holly Mims from December 22nd, 1962 on ESPN Classic.
The Fight of the Week, your Saturday night cavalcade of sports feature.
Welcome to the Fight of the Week. I'm Don Dunphy, your ringside commentator. Tonight's 10-round middleweight bout at Madison Square Garden features Rubin Hurricane Carter, knockout sensation of Paterson, New Jersey, against veteran ringman Holly Mims of Washington, D.C. Mims is the last-minute substitute for Gomeo Brennan, who showed up with a bad cold this morning and was excused by the commission. The 25-year-old Carter sprang into national prominence on October 27th when he knocked out Florentino Fernandez in 69 seconds of the first round. It was his 13th victory in 15 fights, 11 of which have been by the knockout route. Carter has dropped 2 decisions. The 33-year-old Mims has been fighting professionally since 1948 and has never been stopped. In fact, he's never been on the canvas. He has fought 86 times, winning 59, losing 21, and fighting 6 draws. He has scored 12 knockouts, and he has won 11 of his last 12 bouts. Mims is 5'7", while Carter is an inch taller. At the New York State Athletic Commission weigh-in, Carter was 155 1/4, with Mims 160 3/4. In just a moment, we'll bring you the 10-round middleweight fight between Rubin Hurricane Carter and Holly Mims. Now let's get up to center ring and Johnny Addy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like you to meet 2 great champions. The current welterweight champion of the world, Emil Griffith. Emil Griffith, come on up. Emil Griffith. And the former welterweight and middleweight champion, Carmen Basilio. Come on up. Where is he? Carmen Basilio. Over here. There he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Carmen Basilio. Here are the ring officials assigned by the New York State Athletic Commission. The judges, Tony Rossi, Tony Castellano. The timekeeper is George Bannon. Counting for the knockdown, Zach Clayton. Referee for the main event, Joe Loscalzo. 10 rounds. From Washington, D.C., wearing black trunks. He weighs 160 3/4 pounds. Holly Mims. Mims. His opponent from Paterson, New Jersey, wearing white trunks. He weighs 155 1/4. Rubin Hurricane Carter. Carter. Main event, 10 rounds. Another bout to follow.
Mims, Carter, you have received your instructions at weigh-in time. Are there any questions at this time? Okay, go back to your respective corners, commence fighting, get the sound of the bell. Good luck to both of you.
Scoring here in New York is on a rounds basis with a supplementary point system if the rounds come out on an official's card. The mandatory 8 count is in effect, as is the 3 knockdown rule in 1 round. They're wearing 8-ounce gloves. Holly Mims in the black trunks taking the bout on short notice. Rubin Hurricane Carter in the white trunks. Carter's best punch is the left hook, but it was a right hand that set up Florentino Fernandez in October when Carter knocked him out in his first TV appearance. The national record for a knockout in one round in the first round is 47 seconds, held by Mike DeJohn over Charlie Powell in 1959. Carter is aiming to get in there for a title shot. Mims, as I told you, has been fighting since 1948 and has never been on the canvas. A real cutie. Ernie Bilford, also a cutie, outpointed Carter in his last loss, but was knocked out by Carter in a return bout. Mims in trouble. Mims battling gamely back. On behalf of Mims, there isn't a trick in the book that he doesn't know, and he's had difficulty getting people to fight him for that reason. Counter punch by Mims. Round one. You'll notice how Mims rides out the storm, leans back from those punches. Carter in his 16th fight naturally is a little inexperienced, but he does probably have the best punch in the division. Corner. Referee Joe Lascalzo got them apart. Ten seconds to go in round one. There's the bell.
Rubin Hurricane Carter on his way to a middleweight title shot as he takes on Holly Mims from December of 1962 on ESPN Classic.
Coming up to round two at Madison Square Garden, Holly Mims in the black trunks, Rubin Hurricane Carter in the white. The benefit of those who join us while the fight is in progress will repeat every so often that Mims is a substitute for Gomeo Brennan, who came down with a cold this morning, and up to now has given a pretty good account of himself for a fellow who took a bout on such short notice. Mims tells me that he's always in the gymnasium. He had a fight 3 weeks ago. He's trying to stay away from Carter's left hook, Mims is. With about 2 minutes left in this round. That's Mims with the educated jab. Carter trying to get in to score the one punch that would end it. Clinching was in Carter's corner. aggressor here. Mims trying to stay away. Take a look at Carter's arms when we go in close. They are some muscles, believe me. Look at them. Rubin Carter, the white trunks. Mims almost backed out of that time. There's the bell ending round 2. Let's go to the corner of Rubin Hurricane Carter. Taking the mouthpiece out is his manager, Carmine Tedeschi. His trainer, Freddie Tommy Parks, is right in front of him. Freddie Brown is scrubbing him off from the right-hand side, and now Tedeschi is leaning in from the left-hand side. Carter was born in Clifton, New Jersey, May 6, 1937.
Oh, he's cute.
A title shot as he takes on Holly Mims from December of 1962 on ESPN Classic.
On the other side of the ring, we've got the veteran Holly Mims. Facing him is his trainer, George Johnson. Johnny Sulo from the left-hand side, wiping off the face and the body, and that's Tommy Mara, the third man in the corner. Holly Mims was born in Washington, D.C., February 10th, 1929. We're coming up now to round 3 of this interesting middleweight bout at Madison Square Garden. Mims in the black trunks substituting for Gomi O'Brennan, and Rubin Hurricane Carter, the Paterson, New Jersey knockout sensation, in the white trunks. One thing about Carter, he seems to be biding his time, which is a smart move for a youngster against a veteran. Like Mims, Carter isn't just rushing in there, but he nailed him a good one with the right hand. Probably figuring with his body punching that Mims may not be in the best of shape for a fighter taking the belt on short notice. Mims to the attack now. One minute to go in round 3. This is a cagey, smart veteran, this Holly Mims. He's making his first appearance on the fight of the week. Carter, his second. Joe Lascalzo, the referee. 10 seconds to go in round 3. There's the bell. Coming up to round 4 at Madison Square Garden, scheduled for 10. Rubin Hurricane Carter, the white trunks from Paterson, New Jersey. Holly Mims substituting for Gomeo Brennan from Washington. Mims from Washington in the black trunks. Phil Escalzo, the referee. If you're a boxing fan who fancies slugging, you watch Hurricane Carter. If you like smart boxing, watch Holly Mims. Now, we've got both styles in here tonight, and good exponents of both. Mims, the black trunks, smart boxer. Carter, the white trunks. He's the puncher. They rocked him. Mims trying to ride out the storm. About a minute and 40 seconds left in this round. Mims has taken some good shots in the last 30 or 40 seconds. Carter was down. Let's see if they call that a knockdown. They do. He's taking the mandatory 8 count. There's a surprise. Carter was down, has to take the mandatory 8 count. 30 seconds to go in the round. Boy, that's a turnabout. Carter is in trouble. Now it's Mims who is over anxious. Is almost over. There's the bell ending round 4. We'll go back with Rubin Carter. Apparently he's all right. He tapped Holly Mims on the shoulder as the round ended. Carter was on his way to having a big round there when Mims turned it around with that sudden flurry.
Rubin Carter was convicted of assault and sentenced to reform school. He escaped, and to avoid capture, he enlisted in the U.S. Army, where he learned to box. After leaving the Army, Carter served 4.5 years for his part in 2 robberies and an assault before resuming his boxing career. However, that wasn't the end of his troubles, as Chris Fowler explains in this excerpt from Sports Century, Hurricane Carter.
I thought he was an angry, jailhouse intimidator type guy.
I was bald-headed when other people were not bald. I was Fu Manchu'd when other people were not wearing Fu Manchu'd. I was mean as a rattlesnake.
Anytime black men assert themselves in society, we always recognize that some of the consequences may be deleterious, they may be deadly.
He was outspoken, menacing, and angry. 3 no-nos for a powerfully built black man during the riot-torn 60s. But personality, antisocial or otherwise, hardly placed veteran middleweight Rubin Hurricane Carter at the scene of a bloodbath in Paterson, New Jersey.
At approximately 2:30 a.m. on June 17th, 1966, 2 men entered the Lafayette Bar and Grill at East 18th Street and Lafayette Street. One in the front door, one in the side door, without saying a word, began firing weapons, killing 2 men instantly and wounding a man and a woman.
Shortly after 3 a.m., Paterson police pulled over a car with 2 black men inside.
I saw a 1966 white Dodge drive up with a police car behind it. Seated in the vehicle were Rubin Carter and John Artis.
They brought us to the hospital to be looked at by this man. I still didn't understand what was going on.
They asked this man who's lying on the gurney if he recognizes Rubin, and they ask him, was this the man who shot you this evening? And the man shakes his head. He says no.
After passing a lie detector test conducted in the police station, Carter and Artis were released.
I felt as though if I did not commit a crime, then you can't put me in jail.
4 months later, Patterson police arrested Carter and Artis on the strength of new accounts from alleged eyewitnesses Alfred Bello and Arthur Dexter Bradley.
According to Bello's version, he was 14 feet away from Rubin and John when they saw Bello. And Bello says that he then turned and fled, these guys carrying guns.
If we were crazy enough to go in there and do that in that bar to those people, what would make us not crazy enough to do away with this fat person that we see running down the street? Or with the police when they stop us? What would make me suddenly become sane when I was just totally insane?
A lot of people thought that maybe he did it because he was a tough guy. Maybe he got crazy enough one night to do something like this.
Carter was convicted of the murders in 1967, a ruling that would later be overturned in 1976. In the retrial later that year, Carter was once again found guilty. In 1985, a federal court found that Carter's constitutional rights had been violated and the previous conviction was reversed, freeing Carter for good. Now let's head back to 1962 when Hurricane Carter and Mims faced each other inside the ring. You're watching ESPN Classic.
Coming up to round 5, Holly Mims, the surprising substitute in the black trunks. Rubin Hurricane Carter in white. Punching power. Mims has only scored 12 knockouts in 86 fights up to now. Joe Lascalzo, the referee. Round 5 of the 10-rounder. Mims the black trunks, Carter in white. Exerting tremendous pressure in this round on Mims with 1 minute to go in round 5. Seconds to go in round 5.
Do you know that
Coming up to round 6 at Madison Square Garden, Holly Mims, the black trunks, substituting for Gomi O'Brennan on a few hours' notice. Brennan coming down with a cold. Rubin Carter in the white trunks. Mims weighs 160 3/4, comes from Washington. Carter from Patterson, New Jersey, 155 1/4. And it's been a surprising bout so far. And very close. Keeping Carter off balance now. About half over. You notice that Mims does a pretty good fending job with his elbows when he gets in close. That left elbow. About half a minute to go in round 6. A spurt of blood from the nose of Holly Mims. There's the bell ending round 6. Coming up to round 7 at Madison Square Garden. Rubin Hurricane Carter, the Patterson knockout star in the white trunks. Holly Mims from Washington in black. And Mims has been hurt again. But he fights back all the time. He has scored the only knockdown of the fight, by the way. A flash knockdown of Carter in the 4th round. Bout is scheduled for 10 rounds. They're maneuvering for an opening here. Look at that left elbow of Mims. Left in the round of a surprisingly good bout, considering that Mims was only contacted this morning and flew up here from Washington. scored decisions over James Ellis, George Benton, and Gomeo Brennan himself. His divided bouts with Spider Webb. He's lost to Dick Tiger, to Joey Giardello, and Bobby Boyd. Well, he's been in with the best. Mims likes to stay along the ropes, either side. He doesn't care. Carter likes the big outdoors where he can punch away. 10 seconds to go in round 7. There's the bell. Coming up to round 8 at Madison Square Garden, Holly Mims substituting for Gomeo Brennan in the black trunks, Rubin Hurricane Carter in the white trunks. Scheduled for 10 rounds. This is round 8, and it's fairly close, we would say. Mims has scored the only knockdown, a flash knockdown in the 4th round. Carter has landed big punches at other times. Referee Joe Lascalzo getting the ball. Round 8 about half over. You joined us late. Mims, you know, is a substitute for Gomeo Brennan. I told the folks earlier that he is one of the smartest fighters that ever fought. He knows all the tricks. You can see that. Carter is the puncher, a hard puncher, maybe the best in the division. So often he shakes Mims up, but Mims comes back. Carter's got Mims in trouble again. Mims has never been down and has been fighting since 1948. Took some good punches there. Round 8 almost over. There's the bell ending round 8.
If you have diabetes,
me against them. It's time. First and second round coverage of the Masters, April 7th and 8th on ESPN and ESPN 3D.
You're watching Rubin Hurricane Carter on his way to a middleweight title shot as he takes on Holly Mims from December of 1962 on ESPN Classic. ESPN Classic.
was a flash picture of Ray Robinson in the audience. We didn't know Ray was here tonight. Round 9. Carter, the white trunks, putting the pressure on Mims in the black. There's been one knockdown. Mims scored it in the 4th round. A flash knockdown. Carter bouncing right up. Carter is desperately trying to the knockout. Mims, I'm sure, would be happy to win on points. Has anything left, it ought to be an interesting 10th round, I'll tell you. One minute to go in round 9. Joe Lascalzo getting the part. They're in Mims' corner now. Maybe he'd like to pull the old Tommy Loughran and just end the round in his corner, as Tommy used to always. 10 seconds to go in round 9. There's the bell.
On his way to a middleweight title shot as he takes on Holly Mims from December of 1962 on ESPN Classic.
10th and final round at Madison Square Garden. Rubin Hurricane Carter of Patterson, New Jersey, 155 1/4, the white trunks. Holly Mims, M-I-M-S, from Washington, D.C., 160 3/4 in the black. Mims substituting for Gomeo Brennan. One knockdown in the bout, scored by Mims in the 4th round. Carter bouncing right up. Professional career starting in 1948. Mims has never been down, let alone knocked out.
Let's go.
Carter, one of the hardest punches, if not the very hardest, in the middleweight division. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the fight. auxiliary fight in the back, and everybody's watching that one. It always happens. Scalzo gaining the part. The crowd is applauding. There will be no knockout. Only a few seconds remaining. Scoring in New York on a rounds basis with an auxiliary point system if they come out even. There's the final bell. Carter and Mims both smiling, showing their respect for each other. They were worthy adversaries, no question about it. We'll have the decision in just a minute. The commissioners, Jack Duberstein and Frank Morris, have just gone over the cards. They've given them to Johnny Addy, who is about to announce the decision.
Referee Joe Loscalzo and Judge Tony Castellano both score it 6-3. One even, Carter. The other judge,
Carter is the winner.
Has it 7-3, Carter. Winner by unanimous decision, Rubin Hurricane Carter.
A unanimous decision for Hurricane Carter, who now has won 14 of his 16 bouts and has scored 11, but he was not able to continue his knockout streak against Holly Mims as Rubin Carter with his manager Carmine Tedeschi and his trainer Tommy Parks. A lot of credit, though, to Holly Mims, who came in here on a couple of hours' notice after Gomeo Brennan came down with a cold today and gave a very fine account of himself and had Carter on the floor in the 4th round. On behalf of our sponsors and our entire crew, I'd like to extend to all of you the greetings of the season. Very Merry Christmas.